I've played around with it. I'm getting some of these techniques, and I'm really excited to maybe play it in with a song with some of you guys, but I haven't seen you guys in a while, so you know, and when we do see each other, it's not usually to pull out the instruments and play a song. So hopefully we can put this together. I'm anxious to put it into something. So Chad, if you have any like bluesgrassy kind of songs that you know, like I said, I think it'd be cool for Tim to add the mandolin in and the banjo. But it doesn't have to be that. If you guys just want to start off maybe doing something simple that we all play guitar to, or you know, I have the keyboard and harmonica, I can add something like that into it. Let me know. Again, I'm going to kind of put it up to Chad. So just to give you an inventory of my music stuff, I can do some chords with a keyboard. You know, I can do chords on the guitar, okay, and I've got a harmonica that I can add in, and I have the banjo. And I have a jaw harp, if you know what that is. I've been fooling around with that too. I really would like to do something kind of bluesgrassy. I think it's kind of fun to play. So let me know. Let me switch over real quick to show you what I challenged Joe with. What I have here is a pickup that I bought at Miccarelli's, which I don't know if you guys know, but Jim, who used to be in Elizabeth, has now moved to Miccarelli's, where he does guitar work there. He was putting a new pickup in a guitar, and he had this one. I guess he was going to get rid of it, so he gave it to me for $5. I should have offered him less maybe, but I thought $5 seemed pretty cheap. So I got a pickup. It came with a black and white wire coming off of it, which I don't know anything about pickups. This is the first time I ever bought a pickup. All my guitars already had pickups, so I didn't have to bother with it. But I had a black and white wire comes off the pickup. I spliced that into a white and red wire that I already had here at the house, and that just gave me some extra length. And down here I have a little box with a 1/4-inch jack that I put in it. I bought that 1/4-inch jack at Radio Shack for $5. And on the underside here you can see where I spliced all these wires in. So far I've put $10 into this and maybe a half an hour's worth of work. The longest thing was soldering all these things in. And I'm saying all these things, it was 2. I had to solder this, I had to solder that, and then I soldered my wires also. But honestly, again, it's sort of a challenge to Joe to do one of these. You could just wrap the wires and tape them tight. I don't think you'd have to solder any of these. Even on this, there were holes in these pins that you could have fed, and my camera doesn't want to focus for some reason. Sorry about that. But there are holes in these pins that you could have just wrapped the wire in and twisted it in. I keep putting double EDs on my words. You could have twisted the wire around that and taped those on tight, and I'm sure that would have been fine. But what this is for, I don't know if I said it yet, this is for what's called a diddly bow. I don't know what you guys know about diddly bows, but it's basically an old way of making a guitar for people who don't have a lot of money, or in Joe's case, who probably doesn't want to invest money in a guitar if he doesn't know how to play guitar. And they're very easy to play. It's a one-stringed instrument. You basically take a long piece of wood, maybe 4 feet long, maybe even shorter, maybe 3 feet, 3 to 4 feet I'll say, of wood, and you take a wire, which was traditionally like a broom wire that held the bristles of a broom together. You'd take that wire off, you'd wrap it around a nail on one side of the board. On the other side of the board you use a glass bottle, like a beer bottle, for a bridge, and then you tie it off to another nail. So it's really cheap, really easy to make. And then they started to put electric pickups on them so you could amplify them. And if you do a YouTube search for a diddly bow, there's some pretty cool videos. They have a really unique sound. They're played sort of like a slide guitar, and it's got that neat sound to it. So basically it's played, you take a second glass bottle, and you just take your glass bottle across the wire, and depending on where you put just like on your fret on the neck of your guitar, where you slide that glass bottle changes the note. It looks really easy to play. You kind of strike it with one hand rather than plucking it. Most guys I see strike it, and the other hand just works the bottle, and you have it marked off on your string where it makes the right sounds to play a song. So that was sort of my challenge to Joe, to put that together. Again, this was about a half an hour worth of work, and most of that was the soldering. Of course, I'm not counting the time it took to go and get this stuff, to go to the store and find a pickup and Radio Shack to get this. Probably I've invested 2 hours of my life into it, but the work itself is not long at all. It's a pretty easy job. But I'm going to plug it in so you guys can hear it. This is my little corner of my bedroom that's music. I've got my keyboard and my harmonicas here, one of my acoustics, and then my electric guitar. I think I have one. Yeah, I have an electric back here too. It's an old one I don't play. But down here, I've got my amp, and it's already plugged in. And I'm just going to take the jack and plug it into my box here. And again, even though this was a challenge to Joe, I saw this. This came in a newsletter that I get through email for a website called Instructables, which is a website that teaches you all these like do-it-yourself kind of things. And it looked really cool. I don't know if you guys have ever seen like a cigar box guitar. It's similar to that. But it's just a really simple instrument, and it has a really cool sound in my opinion, so I wanted to build one for myself. So I was putting this together kind of to get an idea how much work it would be, and to tell Joe how easy it was, to maybe motivate him to do one, but also so I'd have one myself. So I think this is the hardest work. The rest of it's just find a plank of wood and a couple beer bottles, which I'm sure Joey will have on hand. So that should be the easy part. I'm going to plug it in. It's plugged in. Let me turn my amp on. And you get some feedback because this amp's, I probably shouldn't have taped across there, I don't know. But let me show you, the guitar's not plugged in. I'm just using this because I haven't put the wire on a board yet. That'll be like the next thing I want to do. So you can hear not very loud. But then I take my pickup and there you go. So pretty simple thing. Doesn't sound too bad. I was pretty excited. I was like, wow, I spent $10 and I have an electric instrument pretty much. Just got to put the rest of it together. So very easy to do. Doesn't sound very bad. $5 pickup, and I think for what I'm doing, it'll be nice. And that's sort of the whole idea of a diddly bow, is you keep it as cheap as you can. It's like this box. Let me turn the amp off. This box was pistol ammo. I had 380 ammo that came in this box, and I used up all the ammo, but I still had the box, so that didn't cost me any money. It was kind of nice that this pattern in the box had a hole there so you could see the bullet tips, so it's almost like that jack was meant to go in there. Of course, I didn't drill it very straight in the center, but oh well. Eventually I might put in a couple potentiometers in here, so I have like a volume control and a tone knob too. I was looking at them online. It doesn't seem like they're very expensive to get that. So that'd be kind of neat. I've looked at the wiring guides to wire it in. I think I'll have room underneath here to do all that. Just for fun. But right now, this was easy. I could just play this. As you heard, I just control the volume on my amp and I'm good. And for an amp, it doesn't have to be a guitar amp. If you have one of the YouTube videos I watched, the guy was using like a karaoke machine. Really, anything with a speaker and an input jack, I think you'd probably be okay. I don't think you're gonna get any big sounds off this that you'd have to worry about blowing the speaker or something. I could be wrong, I don't know. But that's my guess. I think you'd be okay really playing it with anything. Some guys just play them as an acoustic. They don't even plug them in electric, but I think the electric sounds pretty neat. So anyway, you know, this thing that we're going to do, if we decide to do it, doesn't have to be fancy. We don't have to do, like, I don't have the thing to record on my computer, so it'll probably just be a video of me playing a song. I'll try. I'll see if I can find that. But really, it's just something to piece together. So if it doesn't sound great at first, that's fine to me, just so that we're doing something. I think this would be pretty fun for us to do. If we have time. Hopefully we find time. Alright guys, hope to hear from you. Let me know what you think.